Welcome back. A reminder of our top story here on Al Jazeera. The son of the Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi has appeared on national television to say his father will stand firm against the protests. Saif al-Islam Gaddafi warned the country could plunge into civil war if the demonstrations don't stop. He said foreign media, Islamists, even drug addicts were part of the plot to bring down the government. Well, we're joined now by Mohammed Iljami, a Libyan-American activist. He's live for us in Boston. Thanks for joining us on Al Jazeera, sir. Can I just get your very quick response to Saif al-Islam Gaddafi's speech this evening?
Thank you very much for having me here. Well, basically, the address was very insulting. It displayed a sense of entitlement, blame, blackmail, deceit and disrespect for the Libyan people and the entire world. I expect Saif's also displayed delusion that he and his father apparently share, that this is that they're still in control, that they don't get the message that the Libyan people have said it loud and clear. They want the regime they want Mr. Gaddafi to leave them alone after 42 years of failures after failures. Neither Saif al-Islam nor his father deserve a single chance after all these failures, after all the destruction and the evisceration of Libyan civil society and the corruption of values within the Libyan society.
Well, just stay with us for a moment. Let's give some more information to our viewers at home. We'll come back to you there in Boston as well. Let's take a closer look at who Saif al-Islam al-Gaddafi is. He's 38 years old. He's the second eldest of Muammar Gaddafi's 7 sons, widely regarded by the West as the friendlier face to Libya. He's helped lead talks which resulted in Tripoli renouncing nuclear weapons and ended decades of isolation by the West. He advocates political and economic reform. As a result, he's clashed with conservatives, including members of his own family, and the government has restricted activities of 2 newspapers he's involved with. Saif is regularly tipped to take over from his father, but he's renounced formal politics in the past. Well, back to our guest in Boston. He's talking, certainly, if he is regarded as the friendlier face of the current regime, as the man that could possibly sway the protesters. Did anything there that you heard in his speech earlier this evening sway the protests or the protesters, whether they're in Tripoli, Benghazi or further afield?
Well, I saw a photo of the protesters in Derna, Libya, and they were, as he was speaking, they were raising their shoes. This, as you know, this is in Arab culture, this is a very big insult. But what I saw from Mr. Saif al-Islam is just, as the American saying goes, is the apple doesn't really fall far from the tree. He had really nothing substantive to say. He, by admitting that there's only, by playing down the number of casualties of dead who died as a result of mercenaries and the state security and revolutionary committees, which his father has created. I think they didn't endear themselves well.
Well, if you think, sir, he didn't have very much to say, how do you react then to US comments of they are seeking clarification as to what has happened? The European Union foreign ministers sat at a working dinner on Sunday to discuss the ongoing problems and events that are going on in Libya. Is this enough as far as you're concerned?
Well, no, that's not enough. I mean, the U.S. is committing, and the West are committing a serious mistake on betting on this, on the Gaddafi regime. I think they should also take the situation here loud and clear. That Libyan youth and Libyans have spoken, and that there is an opportunity for the U.S. and the West to help build a democratic society in Libya that believes in peaceful coexistence. Remember that these Libyan youths at the surface, they're looking for liberty and freedom, but they also, at the core level, they're rejecting the moral corruption that Gaddafi has imposed on Libyan society. Yes. And they share a lot more with American values than Mr. Gaddafi. These great youth have embraced the materialism of the West with the spirituality of the East. This is a great opportunity. They used communication tools invented in the West to help topple one of the most ruthless regimes in the world. This is a great opportunity. The West, Gaddafi should be a passé. That's it. It's over.
Okay.
He's done. We should throw behind us and move forward.
Well, we shall see what does happen. Mohammed El-Jami there, live for us in Boston. Thank you. Well, hundreds of people have packed the Capitol building in the US state of Wisconsin in an ongoing budget standoff. Wisconsin's governor wants union members to contribute more to ease the state's money troubles, but protesters are upset that he wants to eliminate collective bargaining rights. John Terrett reports now from Wisconsin's state capital of Madison.
Late Sunday evening, and several hundred people are protesting Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker's plans to cut state workers' benefits, particularly healthcare and pensions, and to end collective bargaining. Union busting, they call it.
He's trying to take away the one thing that the people have to come together and fight against the corporations and the government if they are going against what we want. I mean, we have nothing else but our unions often.
Look at who is here. This is a cross-section of the entire nation. This is my city, this is my home city, this is my home state, and these are every different color of people, every different religion.
The battle lines have been drawn in Wisconsin, a pioneer in recognizing public employees' rights to bargain through their unions. But now Governor Scott Walker and his fellow Republicans in control of the legislature intend to revoke that right, along with cutting some benefits. Giving up collective bargaining, say the workers, is a concession they will not make. The unions see another threat to their survival: Walker's plan to force workers to vote every year on the union's power to collect dues.
And they can continue to voluntarily have those union dues that write the check out, give it to that union to make their case, but they shouldn't be forced to be a part of this if that's not what they want to do.
The Wisconsin showdown is the fiercest battle in a nationwide power struggle, as other recently elected Republican governors also confront their public sector workers. In Ohio, where the governor has even antagonized police and firefighter unions, which had backed his election, he wants to take away their collective bargaining rights too. And in New Jersey, Republican Chris Christie and public school teachers are at each other's throats over pensions and health care benefit. But the unions face a challenge in the court of public opinion too. Amid America's economic reverses, the unions' favorability ratings are at an historic low, with one recent poll showing them less popular than corporations. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker will be back on nationwide TV on Monday to explain why he's trying to cut the salaries and benefits of state workers and end their collective bargaining rights. There will be a show of support for him outside the state capitol. But these people occupying the Capitol building late on Sunday evening will be back with reinforcements on Monday, determined that the governor knows they don't want him to succeed. John Terrett, AlJazeera, Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, let's go back to our top